Okay, so this right here, let me give you guys a disclaimer, was actually a product given to me. It's not gonna be featured in this video. It's one of the most unique pieces of hardware I've ever owned from an arcade stick perspective. Very unique, very interesting. In order for you to see the review on this, that hasn't been fully complete yet, you're gonna go down to the link in the description of this video. And the channel is called The Arcade Stick. However, guys, this video is going to be in pretty much a haul of different arcade sticks. I'm not gonna go into a full in-depth review of each one, but they all will have their own individual talking points. And you can check the timestamp down below for each one, right? I'm gonna give you some back history, a little bit of why and the how and the, you know, the love behind each individual stick that I got, because previously I just showed you, you see some unique pieces of hardware, including this thing right here. As I said, disclaimer, when you do see the review of this started off as kind of an assist, but I was interested in purchasing it, and it was actually given to me. So I want to put that out there. When you guys do see the review of this was a product that was given to me. However, it'll be an unbiased, honest review. Make sure that you guys support that channel by subscribing to it. It's not my channel, but great partnership. And so we're gonna have some content coming on this. So right after I roll my intro, we're gonna get into it. All right, guys, so we're gonna get right to this. I wanted to start off with this Qanba Pearl because I've been sitting on this for the longest. And I do have a couple of Qanba brand sticks that I did review, 2 to be specific. The one model that I got twice, 2 of the white ones, and then I got the second one that I showed on the channel. At some point in the video, I'll card in my playlist. I actually have a playlist of all the arcade sticks that I have purchased and reviewed and shown on the channel. It's not a collection of every stick that I've ever owned, but currently what I've, produced content for on the channel. So we're gonna start with this one because this is the only one that's really like a full unboxing where I have to actually rip the box open and get to the contents of it. This is also gonna lead to give me some talking points. If you guys are interested in seeing the behind the scenes, I spoke a little bit more in depth about the process with me doing arcade stick videos. Now, I understand that it's not a TV video. That is what my main passion is on YouTube now, but ooh, this is beautiful. If you guys want to see a behind the scenes, let me know, because I did shoot some behind the scenes content before we started rolling this content. So, Qanba Pearl. Let's take a look at this. This is an officially licensed product for PlayStation. Wow. Guys, this is my first time actually seeing this stick. I have been sitting on this stick for quite some time. Quite some time. Let's get a look at the back of that. Ooh, this thing is beautiful, man. This works on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, and PC. So the only problem here, if you see this and you're like, man, I want to buy that stick, it looks great. Without you needing to modify it, you will need to do something in order to use this on the PlayStation 5 if you're playing with the PlayStation 5 version of the game, of any game. Box is nicely designed. Gonna fold right up. Why don't you cut and come get into the normal orientation? Let's get this thing out of the box. Only piece of paperwork there is really going to be the manual here. You get a layout of all the buttons and what they do. Actually interested in seeing this thing. I'm gonna keep this wrapper just because this thing is gonna go back in the box. It's kind of clean. Kind of Ooh, this is really interesting. This material, it's got to be some kind of plastic, but just the way it feels on my hand, I know I wouldn't have to worry about a lot of dirt getting into the seams because there's no seams here. I mean, you've got, it's the way this is designed. It's really nice. I'm gonna have to power this up to see if there's any kind of illumination there. Looking at the bottom, we've got some texture there in case we're playing on a flat surface. Okay, we do have a door here. The cable is connected on the inside. I would not use the term soldered because it's not soldered. This can be replaced. You just need to open the actual stick up. There's a Qanba logo there. Got your touchpad button. But this thing is nice, man. It's a work of art. I like the directions. This touch is all just really nice. It's really clean. Like the materials and the finish. Nothing feels exactly the same. This doesn't feel like this. Like these feel completely different. This feels different. You just got a lot of textures going on with this that really work. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think of this. I'm gonna go ahead and get this plugged up just so we can see if there's some illumination. All right, guys. Now I wasn't planning on doing any gameplay with this because this video is gonna have a little bit of length to it. And honestly, as I'm shooting this, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the whole entire overhaul or if I'm going to go ahead and just make this like one segment. Don't want to spend a ton of time doing this, but okay, so when I toggle down to hit this LED button, we got green for PlayStation 3. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. That's just for LEDs, okay. Yeah, so it's got some blue illumination there on both sides. That's kind of cool. Okay, you've got the ability to switch this. We're gonna go down to PC. It's plugged up. When I hit the PlayStation button, it brought up my game mode, my game bar for Xbox. Ooh, nice and tight. See if I can get my son down here for a quick match in Fighters. Test this thing out, first time play. Qanba Pearl. All right, so we're gonna give this thing a shot with a match. First time playing it, playing on a gaming laptop. I featured on the channel. Some Dragon Ball Fighters. Let's see how this thing does. Feels good so far. Right, man, this thing is pretty BA, man. It's solid out of the box, sound with parts. So anybody that's familiar with playing with sound with parts, definitely gonna love it. I love the aesthetic of this, man. Even though it's not designed for PlayStation 5, I think this will be worthwhile looking into doing an upgrade. Later within this video, we're actually gonna take a look at the Vewlix, which what this does is this gives me a wider platform to play on. And I actually like that. I prefer that a lot. This does, I think, feel good in the lap. Having the rubber pieces here, but this is really nice, man. It's not too compact, but it's just it just kind of opens you up, right? I like the aesthetics of it. Like I said earlier, the directions are pretty nice. That's tight for you to be able to see. One thing I'm not too sure about, quality build. Come on around here, let's take a look. Yeah, see, I was complimenting them on this at first, but so they put these pieces here and it looks really nice. I ran my hand across it and what it did was one of them bent. So I mean, that's of no use. So I don't think that's a really good design. Whether or not they intended for you to be able to see the screws or not, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just, that's not something that I like, but it could be of age. This is an older stick. Outside of that though, really nice. So what I'm gonna do is try to see if I can get something to cover those up again, because I don't like feeling that dent. It's kind of like a pothole in the street. You're driving and boom, you just feel that, right? When I'm playing and moving across, I don't want to feel that. See, even like now with me peeling this, I can feel that. And so it kind of changes the aesthetics of it. So if you're thinking about getting this, be mindful of that. I mean, if you're going to keep this as a museum piece, it's always going to look perfect. But the second that you wipe your hands across it, one of these pieces is going to go flying, just like this one did. So on to the next one. All right, guys, how are we feeling so far? Are we entertained? If we're entertained, please hit like. For you guys, it's like, you know, you want to see arcade stick stuff. You want to see me playing fighting games. Hey, I need some support. Hit the like, leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want to see. Make sure you guys watch the video. I do have timestamps below. But if we're doing good, we're going to continue on. This video is going to have some link to it. So a couple of years ago, I made my first arcade stick review on this channel. I had some on the old channel that doesn't exist. And that stick was the PXN 9. Here it is right here, guys. And if I haven't carded it in already, I'll do so now. Great stick. I've since made a video or two more about this stick following up. Now, the reason that I initially got this stick was because I was so in love with this design from MadcatZ. Just the casing of this stick was just, it's really nice, man. It's more mid. It's not as wide as the previous Qanba Pearl that we were just talking about in the video, but it's just like the perfect width and height. It's got the best weight, I'm telling you guys. And what I love about this stick is the design. You hit this button here, you open it up. It's a little dusty in mine, but you know, you got a screw and all type of things like that. Now, when I got this stick, I reviewed it because I was like, man, there's no content out here. There was one video that had a review and the guy had his comments turned. I guess the video was turned for children to watch or something. So you couldn't leave him a comment. He wasn't really thorough. And not that I'm really trying to critique his craft. I was like, man, look, I want to put something out here because if people want to know about this stick, I want to be the one that they go to. Also, I bought this stick because I couldn't find the stick that I want. Well, that's changed because I got the stick that I've always wanted. Yes, sir. Woo. Listen, what's understood doesn't need to be explained, guys. So this is one of the original designs for this actual casing. This was PlayStation 4 arcade stick for Street Fighter V. Beautiful. Everything that I loved about that review, that I talked about in the review of that stick, holds to be the same for this one. Same design aesthetic. It's literally the same casing. It's just that there's something about the contrast of this black, this white, this red, that is just magical. Those of you that really know me, Ryu is my guy. I'm talking about ever since 89, 88, banging on the sensor buttons. He was the character you played with on Street Fighter 1. I love Ryu and I love this stick. I'm very happy that I got this stick in my collection. This is one of my personal favorite sticks. Like, this probably is my favorite stick just because I love the design of the physical material that are used. I love reuse. I just love everything about it. And it really makes me think about my Dodge Challenger, to be honest with you, because I have a shaker. It's white, black, a little bit of red. It's just like this stick. So it's great. If you guys got any questions about this, I'd love to be able to answer them. This is a tried and true product. This is like kind of the end of the road for MadcatZ. I'm not saying that I don't like them as a company now, but this is when they still made a really good product that from a tournament perspective, you could rely on. So if you need me to answer anything about this, let me know, but we're gonna go on to the next one. All right, guys. So man, listen, this stick right here, I've been sitting on for a second also. This is a Street Fighter 4 arcade stick manufactured by Hori. Now, this is another clone that they've done a ton of, especially for the 360 era. I purchased like a bunch of the Virtua Fighter sticks. I probably at one time had about 8 of them when I lived in Detroit. I never got any of them modified, and I've seen that they could be modified. It's a little bit challenging, but these sticks pretty much so remind me of like the old school Green Goblin, which I did a review on for the Sega Dreamcast. My idea behind this stick and how I would utilize it would be that if I got it modified with silent parts, then I can use this as a portable stick. I can maybe even put like one of the Brooks boards inside of this thing and make it something universal. But for the most part, it'll work on PC, laptop, and that's really all that matters to me. I don't need it for consoles because realistically, if I'm traveling, this is a small stick. I got my laptop, boom, the combination just goes. And then having the traditional 6-button layout, even though it's not sound with parts in here, having it on my lap is gonna be really, really nice. So what I wanna do is just go ahead and get this thing unboxed and show it to you guys. Now, this stick is actually a Japanese stick. This particular one was not released in the States. Take a look at some of the advertisements. Open that guy up there. Just a cool box, you know what I mean? It really is just a cool box. Go ahead and get this thing out of here. Old school breakaway cable for Xbox 360. Stick is in immaculate condition. Sorry about that, guys. It's a funky box. Get that put back together. So, immaculate condition. Perfect. Just perfect 6-button layout. Like I said, even though you don't have sound buttons here, like I would like to be able to get, you know, some authentic stuff there. But this, to me, this is perfect. This is probably going to be the most practical arcade stick in my collection because, like the Green Goblin, it is a very small stick, something that I can take with me. You don't really have a lot of support on the ground, but you can see you do have the 4 rubberized feet. The push on those aren't bad either. So even if I would have decided to get a video using this and playing on this, then I can get down on this. So rubber feet means I'm going to be pushing on this thing. It's going to be hitting good. The biggest thing about this, it's got my boy Ryu on here. It's got Ken on here. So that Street Fighter 4 artwork, you know what I'm saying? Really classic, paying homage to like what I used to do on my old channel. I used to beat a lot of tail on this game, I'm telling you guys. And I was retired, wasn't doing any tournament play, but I used to love those 1st of 10 sets with people. But this is a pretty cool stick, man. It does have the headset for the 360 that's proprietary. I think it's a 2.5 millimeter jack. There's not much to this really. Not really much to this thing. It's just tried and true. You know, you guys got questions about this. Tell me what you think about this guy. I mean, would you play on something like this? It's a small stick. It's portable as hell, man. So next time I do travel to Michigan or something, I might take this as kind of like my driver, just to have something where I could just practice on some fighting games. I'm actually interested in that new D and F game that just came out for the PlayStation 5. I'm interested in playing that. I do have it on PC, so might start using this thing to practice up, but I do want to get to a point where I can actually open this up. If you guys are interested in seeing me attempt to get some kind of a modification, let me know. It's got to be really tight to get a Sanwa in there, but I think it's possible, guys. I'm pretty sure I've seen some work get done in this. And at minimum, getting Sanwa buttons in here is probably going to be like, you know, something that I feel like I'm gonna have to do. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section of this particular stick. We're gonna go on to the next one. All right, man, listen, we got a story to tell, and it does cross-reference with this t-shirt that I'm wearing, Capcom vs. SNK2. What we got here are a pair of MOS system sticks, man. This is arguably the most iconic type of hardware you can have in your collection. You know, if you are at all an enthusiast, a purist, you know, to owning an arcade stick for home utilization, it's almost like a must-have that you got one of these things. And let me tell you guys, I'm happy that I own them. Now, you know, there's a lot that goes into having these type of arcade sticks because, number one, they utilize old school American parts. Old school American parts, man. Not really easily playable. You're not going to have some of the simple, more modern features that you will have on the sticks that I just showed you. So using this stick was never a joy if you were standing up. There's no material to keep this thing down. There's none at all because it's not intended to be played like that. The way that you would traditionally play with this stick, 8 times out of 10 is on the floor. Between your legs, you got this thing sitting, and I've even seen smaller dudes, you know, put like their legs on it just to kind of be able to get up on it, because when you think about playing on arcade parts, this is where the slap comes in. You know, we used to slap for 2 reasons. And I like to believe, I'm a firm believer that different parts in the country have their own slap. You know, in Detroit, we slap for 2 reasons. Because it's a real mouthy city. It's a real arrogant city. You know, you slap out of confirms, right? You know you got something, you hit something, or you jumping, got that DP. It's a call out. You know what I'm saying? You next to me, I'm hitting that, bam, don't jump again. You know, because you looking at it, you like, damn, what is he doing? Yeah, I'm hitting it because that's me letting you know, right? You slap also because you trying to get that button to hit. You're not just lightly tapping these buttons, you hitting these buttons. These things are meant to be played on, guys. I'm talking about real, authentic parts. And your stick, oh my God. Listen, your stick had to be on point. So even trying to play this thing standing up, it's not very easy. The match you seen me playing earlier with my son, I wouldn't have been able to execute things as simplistic using this stick versus the stick that I was using earlier. So I can very well appreciate what the Japanese manufacturers like Sound will have done for us, because I'm telling you, it makes it a lot easier for you to be able to just simply control your movements. But I got these sticks from a gentleman, and I'll card in his video because he did a whole review on these things. I need you guys to check out that video because I'm not going to be able to give you the same level of content that he could, but within his video, he went through telling you guys everything that happened with these. These were 2 original sticks that had 8 button layouts. They got upgraded, they got modified. The video talks about everything that's there. But I just want to give you guys like an overview of these, right? We got the blue, obviously, and the red. When you go to the back, we got blue buttons. Just beautiful. Go to the back on this one, we got red buttons. You guys really got to reference the video I carded in just a second ago because it's going to give you the laydown of everything. And then come over here. Let's take a look at just the differences with these sticks, even down to the font work. Directions are different here. Punch kick, the fonts are from Street Fighter 4. More traditional, old school. But the wrapping of this is like that old school stuff. I just took this off my Big Blue. Guys, I'm doing a Big Blue project. That's what we got going on. So that's why, you know, it's so it's so important that I have these sticks, man. This is just a real great piece to have in my collection. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section about these 2 MadcatZ sticks. We're gonna go on to the next one. Woo. Then we have the Holy Grail. The holy grail, baby, of Vewlix. You gotta have this, man. Listen, and I'm blessed. I don't take anything for granted. I don't take anything lightly, man. I am blessed to be in a position where I've owned one of these sticks before, and I completely tore it apart when I did try to modify my extension cabinet, and that went well for me. I ended up reverting that back to some kind of originality, and now this essentially sits on it. I'm actually looking to get one, if not two more of these, just because it's such a great collector's piece. Where can I start with this stick, man? Everything about the design of it is just going to replicate what you got in a realistic arcade format, right? So similar to how the mass sticks that I just showed you guys in the previous clip replicate the big blue arcade cabinet that I have, this does the exact same thing for the Vewlix cabinet, or what you might be seeing soon in my channel, the Chulix cabinet. So I plan to get me a Chulix, which is a Vewlix clone arcade cabinet that has a monitor, sit down area, and panel that's just like this. Guys, this is just a very iconic piece of technology to have. Now, this particular stick that I have is for the PlayStation 4. It's been modified so that it works on the PlayStation 5. So if I'm actually playing a PlayStation 5 version of a game, like Street Fighter 6, like whatever future Tekken that I'll be playing on PlayStation 5, this stick works on it fully, guys. Works on those versions of the game, as well as PlayStation 4 versions of the game. Works on PC also, like natively PC, not just PS4 to PC, but got this thing hooked up, decked out, man. We got all the best parts in it, nice springs. I mean, everything is just exactly what you would think. So in this particular stick, it's pretty much got like a black aesthetic to it. I don't have it polished off or buffed right now for the sake of the video, but yeah, it's just amazing, man. When you go down to the bottom of this thing, it's got this really nice cushion here, guys. So I mean, it's designed for you to be able to play with this thing on your lap. And I'm telling you, this is like the best arcade stick that you can use on your lap. The best, the very best, in my personal opinion, because it's comfortable. This padding is just comfortable. The base of this thing is just wide. So when I was referencing, you know, the first stick that I showed, the Qanba Pearl, being wider like the Vewlix, is what I was talking about. So it's designed for you to just be on this thing, and you've got just this wide platform that just makes you feel like, you know, you got nobody in your way, right? You know, you plan on this thing and it's just like, you feel like you can take on anybody, man, because you got the right tool. You got the best tool. When you invest and get something like this, it's going to put you in a position where, you know, the only way that you can be losing is just if you really can't beat your opponent, or you don't understand your character, the matchup, or whatnot. But this is creme de la creme. This is the best type of hardware that you can have. It really is. I mean, even the way that they design this thing is like, and I don't want to open it up, but we recently opened it up because we needed to reconnect some things. But they've got a design where the panel just flips right up for you to be able to swap your buttons, your stick. It's just really impressive. And so what you'll find is that the resale value of this is so freaking high. Brand new, these are gonna go for like $1,000. They retail for $500. So, I mean, it's just like, it's a work of art, man. You know, this one's all blacked out. I'm looking to get myself a black and red one. I'm talking about one that I don't have to modify. Like, I don't want to modify these. This is a stick you don't mod. If you mod it, the only thing you're doing is you upgrading its compatibility on different consoles. But other than that, it's just, this is one of those situations where you buy it and you just let it rock. I love this thing, man. I love it. Everything about it. It's just, it's really a premium. I feel like it's the best stick that you can buy from a manufacturer that you don't have to do any mods to. If you guys got any thoughts about something that's going to be better, please tell me. Tell me what's going to be better than an original Vewlix stick. So yeah, I love this thing, and we're gonna bring this to a conclusion in a minute. All right, guys, here we are. This is my latest haul of arcade sticks, bringing it to you guys. Not really full reviews, but more so quick views. You know, this is a very, very historical and critical piece to my channel. This is all about TKK, so I love a little bit of everything. As I said earlier in the video, stay tuned for me to do a full review on that. That's going to be on the YouTube channel, the arcade stick. So link to that in the description. I'm not sure when that content will be up exactly, but you know, we'll get around to getting that shot, edit it, shot over to them at that team, and they'll get it put up so you guys can check that out. I got some really interesting thoughts on that piece of technology. But let me know what you guys think about this stuff, man. This is just a smaller piece of my collection, but These are the later pieces that I had acquired. And so, and being so busy with the television content and the other type of stuff that I do on the channel, I just hadn't really had the time to this. But I had a subscriber the other day, you know, left a very, very respectful, positive comment, said, you know, he said he didn't like skipping over my videos because he actually likes my videos, but he came to my channel for arcade sticks and he hopes that I would make more content like that. And to be honest with you, that is literally why I'm doing this video, because sometimes you just need someone to remind you of how you started and where you came from. And so I don't mind doing that. I love making the content that you guys want to see. And I don't care about the views. Every video doesn't have to have 5,000 views. However, if you guys can support this video by liking it, it's great. If you can comment, it's great. I like to invest the time doing this, time away from my family, time after work where I'm tired. I want to be able to know that I can at least get some dialogue and communication with you guys if I'm doing this type of content. I want to know what you want to see going forward. I want to know what you didn't like, what you did like. And that's all I got. I love these things. And I hope you guys love this video. And if you did, again, like it, subscribe, share, all of that jazz. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Max love.